Let's see. Next quest. The pendants things. Off. Yes, no. Off. I'll send you a Slander heart instead. Well, I'll quickly do the break here as well, so it can be used for another hour. Yes, just to make sure the cooldown is running on it. so that someone doesn't go in and redeem it here in a second. Oof. Oh. Hey, Charlie. Thanks for the raid. Hello, Triggy. How was the stream? And panic raid. Oh, panic. We're doing some more art. Oh, you were playing Valheim. Ooh. Hey, Samus. I'm good, Trick. I basically just started, so thanks a lot for that big juicy raid. I finished the art. Oh, nice. Let's see. Yes, this is the guy we need to talk to. So went onto some Valheim. Oh. How far are you in Valheim then? Did you complete all bosses so far in the game? Or do you still need a few? Oh, miss, you're awake. You were injured during the throwaway on Mount Gluk. Yes, I was here at my station as always when they carried you in on a makeshift stretcher, looking and disturbingly bereft of vigor. Only went through the first one, honestly. Oh, to finish the entire thing. His trick, something is saying me that you are lying at the moment. Hey, Logic. Oh, well, if it was the drawing you meant, so that might be right. That might be right, if it was the drawing you meant. And to compound my worry, the sky as well, I'm sure you have seen, it has everyone rather concerned, to say the least. Seeing you up and about is the first good news we had in a while. Assuming you feel strong enough, would you perhaps consider a stroll around the city to reassure our Aneos citizens? Braggy was one of those who have conveyed you to your chambers, and he has visited several times since to inquire after your condition. Oof. Trick, at times, I know you. But how is everyone doing? Carried away with some friends and now I'm starving. Oh, go get some food. Charlie. Food. Nom. Well, look who's back from the dead. I was grim-sighted. Your companions looked far ready to drop when they brought you in, so I offered a helping hand. Couldn't bear to see them struggle so. And you, my friend, I feared you had one foot in the grave, cold and lifeless. You were like a corpse that was somehow still breathing. I'm good. I think the illness got over yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday, so... And then they told me some evil bastard went and stretched our poor exile away in the midst of chaos, rigged wide. And what is this world coming to? One morning, I solved the thing. Did it? Nay. It's times like these that we Equestrian folk stand tall and do what we need, what needs to be done. Trade for Gilmore is back on the table. We best make use of those resources to fortify the city against eaters or whatever misery the fates deem fit to throw at us next. Speaking of misery, Cesar Mile was very sick about a healer. Wringing hands is not a sight you ever wish to see, so let me tell you. Uh-oh. That will be the next stream then. I will do it on next Wednesday. Trick. Yeah, next Wednesday will be a Dark Souls 3 stream then. And if you miss it, it will also be uploaded to YouTube after the stream. So let's see. Oh, sweetie, you're alive. No one's been allowed to see you, even Sprack. Your curagans were forbidden from making visits. I'm proud of you being consistent with your WhatsApp uploads to YouTube, man. You're doing so well, man. Thank you. I'm trying to do my best. I mean the way Twitch is actually allowing me just to upload the VODs instantly is helping as well, but like with the Lord of the Rings campaign, I actually want to split it up from my stream, so because I completed a good ending and I instantly started the evil campaign afterwards, so I want to split those two up in 2 videos instead. So that will be uploaded soon as well. Just haven't gotten to it because the windowing I need to do for the first video is like very, very long. So I have been thinking about just uploading it in one file as well, but let's see. I do have the file on my PC, so... Oh, the what? On my PC. So yeah. No one's been allowed to see you, even were forbidden from making visits. Wayne was kind enough to tell me you were showing symptoms similar to either corruption, so I suppose there was little any of us could have done for you in any case. Okay. As for your companions, they have been rushing Ida and Jan, seeking a cure to your condition. I worry to see their faces grown ever more haggard every time they pass through the caesarium. I shall let them know you're awake, and when they come to see you, sweetie, please, dude, convince them to rest a bit. You won't be helping anyone if they all collapse of exhaustion. And our own Moran has been a little better. I'm afraid he hasn't left the cabinet, too busy with his new spirit in one dusty tomb or another. So I'm afraid I'm also gonna have to look for a businessmate. And so some stuff, as well as my bi-weekly home cover test. Oh! Well, thanks for the lurk trick, and I see you soon as well. If not on this stream, I'll probably catch you on one of yours. Let's see, can we cabinet of curiosity? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the cabinet of curiosity. Slendy! What's up, noob? Confounded. This says the same thing as last. Perhaps I should approach the problem from this different perspective. Is it really not some figment of my imagination? I'm not even sure how I did get this this nice gear, noob cake. I think some nice person actually sent it to me. Or brought it to me. I'm not completely sure. It's been so long time ago since I got it, so I can't remember anymore. But this is wonderful. It will seem our prayers have been answered. Feeling otherwise helpless, I've been scouring our shelves for the wisdom to explain this most worrisome conundrum with. I with all the light ones defeated has the light returned to the to obscure the sky. Oh yeah, the light got returned right in the last stream. Yeah, it did. Once I've heard over 100 tomes, but no definitive conclusion seems forthcoming. So many questions I would pose to the Exarch, and just do I feel his absence all the more keenly. Now that you are awake. However, I am hopeful the search for our stolen steward might begin in earnest. Cutlass, meanwhile, leads the crystalline mean in preparation for battle against Footpo. As yet uncertain, why not pay her a visit? I expect seeing you upright would be a much welcome relief. So let's head down here. So we need to yes. Let's get over here. Go to Catalyst. Meow. Alive and well at sea. You gave us all a proper fright, you know that? Not a day's gone by that I haven't heard folk worrying what's to become of you or the Exarch. Anyway, I'm glad you recovered enough to stand. You're not planning on striking us straight away, so are you? I was hoping to have a better look at your equipment. If we'd have been able to provide you with better weapons or study or helms, then maybe you would have won the day, but the exile would still be here. Nope. Did you hear what this person said to me? The gear that you brought to me wasn't good enough. What is this? Why game? Why? It's such we're keeping busy, consulting each other on new forging techniques and designs and the like. If you could stand still a moment, I'd like to assess the gear we're trying to improve. Ow. Oof. Well, that's some fine work, I must admit. It wouldn't be impossible to make something better, but we did need to experiment with different patterns and materials, and I'm not sure we have that kind of time. Uh-oh, that sounds like a challenge that he would enjoy. Greeting, Glutenat. The master of the stairs is running his own errands now. Easy. Well, my servers are distraught enough as it is, and I didn't want to crack the web too hard. Oof. But never mind that. Thinking our absent genius and his epiphanies are the perfect answer to his predicament of yours. And by genius, you mean Genold. He's a man of unrivaled gifts. I will argue with you there. What good does his talent do to us if we can't bloody find him? No one's seen hide nor hair of Genold since he went off some years ago. You know what? He's like, once he latches onto an idea, he's probably closeted himself in some forgotten cave, completely absorbed in his latest creation. Wouldn't even know where to start looking. That does makes things difficult. Oof. So if that is someone you're destined to meet, I will show you up. Just a moment. In my time at the bar, many tales I've heard told of strangely fitted encounters, even if a few of them might be stretching the truth just a bit. We will keep our noses to the grindstone for the time being. On the off chance you do encounter Genold, it'd be wise to take advantage of his brilliance rather than wait on our slow and steady progress. This is all talk for when you're fully recovered. Of course, I will let you get back to convalescing thingy. Before I do that, you are actually the reason I came here in the first place. Don't just partaking of my stock until you were probably well. If you're passing near the stairs, then I have a regular who's eager to meet you. And it'd be best getting back. Just because the world's coming apart at the streams doesn't mean you have to follow suit now, does it? Yeah, we can't forget the heart upon which the city was founded. Or the exile might not have much of a home to return to. Whee! Quest complete. Oh. Pure one out. Oh, I probably missed that last quest then. God damn it. Questing. Let's see. That is. Wait, is this the dream maybe? Oh, not the dream, the quest I need. I don't think so. Sure. What, pour one out? Let me see. What did this say again? And now I can do it. Why couldn't I take it earlier? Oof. You are right. I think a return to your sickbed might be in order. Or you might consider resting a while atop the watchtower next to the rookery. This damnable sky doesn't make the most soothing scenery, but Eorzea often like to stand there and feel the wind upon his face. Let's head up here now. Destination. Waiting, waiting, waiting.
The people of this city have spirit, I'll give them that. They've not lost the will to fight.
Okay, nope. Thank you.
I can imagine how torn you must feel, looking at that sky. Knowing what it means to everyone. And that you're responsible.
She knows first. Other people knew. Still can't believe it's coming from me. It's all such a mess.
If you're thinking of coming clean, don't. It might make you feel better, but it would make things 100 times worse for them. They're better off not knowing. You're in a corner, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious way out. But that doesn't mean it's over. However hopeless it seems, you haven't lost yet. I remember looking up at the sky like this before. Being caught up in a strange kind of calm. It was after we realized we were responsible for the flood. When we resolved to journey to the source by taking our own lives. One last sacrifice. One last fight. One last failure. And then the Oracle appeared and, well, you know the rest. There were times in the years and decades that followed when I wondered if we might not have been better off just letting the rejoining happen. That we'd made one last mistake.
One last mistake.
But seeing that giant Talos stir to life cured me of any doubts I still had. Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it? So we never had the chance to see anything like that. Our people coming together as one. To think that their hope still burns so bright. That they were still so eager to live, they would lift up their fellows, one on top of the other, till they reached the sky. No. We made the right decision. And I can finally feel proud of the part we played in helping this world survive. Well, come on then. As I thought, what happened between us was no coincidence. My story may be finished, but the fates have gifted me a minor role in yours. I suspect suspected as much the moment I realized you could hear me. But it's hard not to doubt yourself when you're the man who caused the flood. I was afraid to do anything more than watch for fear of making things even worse. But no longer. After all, the path I once walked is now yours to finish. For what it's worth, I cast my lot with yours. If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you. If you lose control, I'll do my best to stop you. So, let us be about it, hero.
Whee!
Oh, I was worried you were up here all alone, brooding and fretting and wallowing in your woes. But look at you, grinning at nothing like a pollen-drunk pixie. Look at what you've done to your ether. It's a mess. And you have cracks running all through that pretty soul of yours. My poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you? Shall I yield up my throne? You could claim it, cut ties with the mortal world, hide away in the castle.
Off.
It won't fix the problem, but would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Eorzea will rise up in your defense. My crown and scepter are yours, if you want them. What? Don't give me that look. Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion. And besides, what would become of my precious and ephemeral flower? Oh, my dear beloved sapling. You are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits. Your kind is always so preoccupied with what lies ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, but where you are right now at this moment, at this time, in this place. Our cairn of crystal. From shadowed hood he watched you go, his ruby eyes with warmth aglow. See yourself as he saw you, and that shall be the clearest clue. You stand in his garden, dear sapling. Ask his flowers what they know, and you will surely find an answer. But what will you do with it, I wonder? I'll be watching and waiting. Waiting and watching.
Off. So, get information on the crystal Exarch. Whee! Fall damage! Uh-oh. Oh, I did not expect to see you on your feet so soon. Surely you have not come in search of an Amoro. What do I know of the crystal Exarch? I'm happy to share, but I fear there will be no surprising revelations. If any in this city could tell you he is a man of wisdom and compassion and many untold stories, but none can doubt his generosity. When the Crystarium was being constructed, he even allowed folk to plunder the tower for resources. He has imposed no restrictions upon us, but no one except the Exarch is permitted to dwell within the spire. Many seasoned past a comrade of mine was bold enough to ask the reason why. The Exarch merely smiled and said, because one day the crystal tower may vanish as sudden as it arrived. Oh. Let's go to the launch platform. It's good to see you awake and alert, my friend. What's this about? You're not writing the memoirs? I'm not sure how much I can tell you, considering we are what asking too many questions, unspoken rule and all that. If anyone has fresh insights to share, then it'd be Captain Lina. Let's say she lost her parents to an Eta attack not long ago after she was born, and the Exarch saw to her upbringing. Outward appearance are said the two are like grandfather and granddaughter. Imagine the news of his predicament hit her doubly hard. Not that our proud captain would ever let us show. If you do decide to talk to Luna, she will be at her usual post at the Azura's gate. And then we need to go to the curiosity. The cabinet of curiosity. Is there something you needed? If you can't, but results of my research into this resistant light, I'm afraid there's little to tell as of yet. Regards pertaining to the Exarch, well, I need none documentary to rely on what little I know of his history. That is what interests you. Less than a decade had passed since the coming of the plot when the crystal tower first flashed into existence as summoner. The Exarch himself became known to the refugees in Lakeland soon thereafter. He welcomed all who sought out the spire, be they locals who had lost their homes or brutites fleeing the ruined kingdom. And together they found the city which would become the Crystarium. Some thought to call him king, for he refused to share his name, but the summoner did not deem himself worthy of a royal address. Thus did the people consider his sterling skin so alike to the tower he had summoned, and bestowed upon him the title of Crystal as for his true name. Well, it would seem that is a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Yes. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, let's jump on Mount. In his garden. Bow, 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 bada bow, 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 bada bow. Dina, I was not sure you had awoken. Welcome surprise now if only the Essa was returned to us. We're taken by this rival of yours, was it not? Your companions mentioned they had an idea of where to find him. And so I rested when they asked for patience. I did not understand their hesitation until I saw that you had fallen. And then did I realize that I had no business rushing ahead. Even so, the delay has been no less agonizing. In the moments before he left to join you in Colosseum, the Essa entrusted me with a key. It opens the door in the ocular to a chamber known as the Umbilicus. This room is the heart of the tower, into which only the Essa himself is permitted to enter. He bid me allow none into the tower once he had departed, only in the event that an army of Eaters descended upon the city was I to access the Umbilicus and awaken the defensive barrier. Never before had he left me with such instructions. But the battle with Voltray loomed near, and at the time I suffered the key with utmost thought. Since then, however, the moment is all that occupies my mind. Now, recalling the look upon his face, he knew that something terrible fate awaited him. Tell me, I need to know what he fears. What battle you and your companions are truly fighting? Forgive me, I trust in the exile, and I should not be voicing these doubts when he is not here to respond to them personally. But you have come to me with a question of your own, have you not? I see I am not the only one. Time has come to open the towers, we do not face an invasion of Eaters. I suspect the city will be in far more danger if you do not gain the knowledge you seek. Oh. Let's see. The unbroken thread. Come, meet me in the ocular, and I will unlock the door within. So we need to head back, I guess. Yeah. That is what we will do. We will do again. And onwards we will. One. Let's see what happens now.
I have unlocked the door to the umbilicus. You are free to enter. Once you have what you require, I'll see it sealed once more. Until then, I will remain without. Let's see what's inside the tower. Books. Lots of books. Is that a teleportation thing in the middle of the room? Or in the corner of the middle of the room?
A moment to collect my thoughts, I prithee. Thy true name is Grahatia, then? By thy claims, thou too art a native of the Source, though from an age beyond our own, when the Eighth Umbral Calamity hath visited devastation upon our star. Thou hast, by subtle means, reached across the boundaries of time and space to unsow the seeds of catastrophe, ere its creeping vines drag our champion unto an early grave.
In essence, yes. A difficult story to swallow, I am sure.
I doubt not the veracity of thy words, not the account of thy coming, nor that of the fated calamity. Yet my mind straineth still to apprehend the enormity of this tale. Wouldst thou favor me with a gradual unfolding of its chapters?
Certainly. But where to begin? I should start with those great minds who survived the calamity. Cid Garland being perhaps the greatest. In hopes of staying the unending tides of war, he and his fellows pursued all manner of possible solutions. One of these was rooted in a theory which unified several fundamental principles discovered over the course of the Warrior of Light's adventures. It proposed a method by which one could enter the River of Time, traverse the rift, and leap between worlds. Perfecting that idea, however, was a work which consumed their lifetimes, and thus was it left to future generations to decide whether theory would be put into practice. But all the while, the world continued to burn. Hope was a feeble outpost, beset on all sides by thievery and misery and murder. People cried out in despair, "There is no hope, we are finished. Mankind is finished." Then others raised their voices in answer. Though we be beyond salvation, those who came before may yet be saved. We will forge a crossroads and pave the way for a different future. By the wisdom of our forebears, we will prevent this calamity from ever having come to pass. The fighting went on unabated, but some few took up Sid's research and labored to realize those impossible ideas. After 2 centuries of labor, their descendants finally succeeded in awakening the Crystal Tower, an integral part of the process, and, in doing so, roused its caretaker, me. By this stage, scholars had largely established the phenomena underpinning the rejoining, and identified the first as the shard which precipitated the 8th Umbral Calamity. This grand structure was already capable of storing the energies required to attempt the translocation. All that remained was to augment some few of its functions based upon the theoretical models of Sid and his compeers.
And by means of such technologies didst thou effect thine arrival in the first, to an age before this star had joined with the Source.
Some while before, as it turned out. 'Tis all but impossible to predict how time will flow between one world and the next, and we missed our mark by almost an entire century. But this only worked in our favor. The Sin Eaters could not be defeated without the blessing of light, and summoning the only woman who might stand a chance against them would require decades of preparation.
An undertaking of scarce credible endurance. That thou hast kept thy plan from falling into disarray these many years bordereth on the miraculous. Yet howsoever history be rewritten, thy present self was shaped by events which followed the calamity. Should said catastrophe be averted, the very skein of thine existence will unravel. Surely thou hast foreseen this.
I am aware of the consequences. 'Tis for that very reason Sid and his colleagues bequeathed their legacy as an offering, and not an edict. To give all of oneself for the happiness of others, and with no promise of reward. 'Tis a hard thing to ask. Harder still for those condemned to survive in a world which pitted brother against brother. Indeed, you are right to call the execution of this plan miraculous, though the force which held it together was nothing so inexplicable. It was her. The warrior of light has been our unbroken thread. Where others would stumble and fall, she would rise above. Where others would break and run, she would carry on. The warrior of light's tale is one of unyielding bravery. To tell it was to feel courage. To hear it was to feel hope. It was a breath of inspiration in an age of suffocating shadow. In the histories of a fallen nation was our hero hailed as its greatest ally. In the time-worn pages of a noble's memoirs were her deeds joyously retold. For many, these stories were the flame which warmed them through the coldest of nights. And so it should come as little surprise that the plan found no shortage of volunteers, concerning as it did the Warrior of Light herself. It was their chance to add their own verse to the hero's saga. She was the lodestar that brought them all together, to send their final message back through time and space to her. The light of your legacy was our torch in the darkness. burn bright again, and live. I am merely the bearer of that wish, come to ensure it is safely delivered.
Wherefore sharest thou this burden with me and no other? What wouldst thou have me say?
That you will be my accomplice? 'Twas you yourself who convinced me of your suitability when you spoke of how you learned of the Flood, and of your part in arranging Minfilia's journey to the First. Your actions showed uncommon resolve. 'Twas clear you were committed to the cause of saving this world. I knew I could trust you to choose the right path forward, even if that choice came with a heavy price.
What price?
When all is said and done, and the last of the Light Wardens lies slain, I will absorb their corrupted ether, and then I will die. Knowing what I know of your companions, not to mention your champion, they will try to stop me. But in saving one, they would save none. Therefore, I implore you to aid me in concealing my identity, and ensuring this tale ends as it must. To this end, I would have you take what I have told you of the Calamity, and make of it a portent. A prophetic vision you beheld in the swirling chaos of the Rift.
Is this truly thy wish?
History remembered the Warrior of Light, as I knew it would. And I will suffer no other to rescue the champion whose star has charted my course. I will see this tale to a happy end, my friend. There has been enough tragedy.
Careful now. If you lose control again, the light could claim you for good. Although it's probably only a matter of time before you succumb to the change in any case. What do you mean to do?
Mean to hunt down Emet-Selch. Me to rescue the exile. I mean to have a few words with both Emet and the Exarch. Yes.
Then we should be on our way. Diassian mentioned the Tempest, did he not? That's the stormy seas around Eorzea to you. His lair must be down there somewhere, hidden beneath the waves.
And on we go to another adventure. An unexpected journey. You find answers, so if there's nothing more you need, I will go and lock the door. Tempest, that is name given to the seas by which Eorzea is bound. Make a request to the chambers to provide you with an mirror to fly over the waters, but do you mean to leave this right this moment alone. Not sure that. Nay, I will not seek to stop you. Go with the blessing of the shadow, and I shall arrange your safe return. Welcome back, Charlie. How was your dinner? How was food? It is going good. It is going well. We are going to find the crystal X arc now. So, Garlean Empire, just a moment, and I saddle our swifter beast to fly you to the Iceland, the open water, to the depths of the tempest. Our Amero can swim, yes, but to reach the ocean floor. Bix was nice. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. No. What did you have?
Ah, we have found thee. Word reached us of thy recovery, and thus did we gather with all haste. Ah. By thy looks, I gather thou hast gleaned that which I came to tell thee.
Eorzea has shared everything with us. The Exarch's true identity and purpose.
I offer no excuses. When I agreed to aid the Exarch with his plans, 'twas in full acceptance of the condemnation I would face when my duplicity was laid bare. Yet it is not rancor, but resolve that I sense in thee. Thou art fully intent upon walking thy path to its end, art thou not? If thou canst forgive my deception, or, failing that, set aside thy displeasure for a time, I do beg leave to follow thee. What strength and wisdom I possess are thine to command.
I forgive you. Let's go. No danger to those around me. No more lies. I feel like being a good person today. So he is forgiven.
I thank thee. Doubt not but that I will do all in my power to repay thy kindness and fulfill the Exarch's wishes.
I'm sorry, but I don't think this is a good idea.
Oh.
Leaving the Crystarium, I mean, with or without Eorzea. What I did for you won't last forever. There's no telling when the light will break free again. Please, you must stay here. At least for a little while longer. We will find a way to cure this, I promise you.
How can you make promises? We don't even know where to start.
Alisaie, please. You know Reen was only trying to help.
Of course I know! I know only too well! But making promises you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. It's a lie. Plain and simple. We've all searched high and low for an answer, and every one of us came back empty-handed. I am not about to stand in her way now. Not after failing her in her hour of need. No. The least we can do is...
We will go with you as well. There is naught to be gained by standing still.
Indeed, we have exhausted every other avenue. Lead, and we shall follow. If there is any hope to be found, then we will surely find it at your side.
Whee!
Are we all in agreement then?
Is there aught we can do to help?
Though we may not know the whole story, we do know you're in for a fight. And while the Exarch's away, it falls to the rest of us to see the Warrior of Darkness is given a proper send-off.
Off.
You told them?
No. Well, not in so many words.
Aye, we didn't need it spelled out for us. When the night sky appeared over whichever place you went to, it was harder not to put two and two together.
From the moment I heard that you and the Exarch shared the homeland, I had my suspicions. Long had he been waiting for a certain someone to arrive, and I knew at once that it must be you.
Exactly. When he went out to meet you, 'twas clear it was no ordinary visitor. That spring in his step spoke volumes. I could feel his excitement.
E2! That's right!
Yeah, yeah.
We do not fully understand where you or the Exarch hail from, or why you've all done so much to protect us. But we are deeply grateful nonetheless. So, if there is anything at all we might do to aid your journey, you need only name it. What would you have of us?
You might have invited them to join us, where there are not so many. But come, they are waiting. What is your will, O Warrior of Darkness?
Defend the Crystarium until we return. Leave it to us and see the exile home safe and sound. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. They will defend the Crystarium. So didn't just plan to come there, and I'm over for the journey to the open sea. Appear the following dive down onto Emet-Selch underwater abode, between even the legendary stamina. Thus, during the conversation, consider the most efficacious method for reaching the depths of the tempest, and I believe we have arrived at an elegant solution. Yet here we discuss this. It's just to Duns concludes the present business as remains to the in the Crystarium. Once the sea closes above our heads, we are unlikely to surface again until our grand deed is done. So, to storm-tossed seas, then affairs are in order, and I shall unfold to thee my proposal. Our destination is the seafloor, yet our goal is not simply to arrive there. We must needs have the means to breathe and fight freely. So would I petition the aid of one of the Fae, a being with whom I have yet to meet face to face. Rather than waste words on explanation, I bid thee follow me until the hamlet of Suln, which lies to the south and west. All will become abundantly clear, I promise thee. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Whee! A lot of quests down there as well. Right there is. There to the west can still discern the hump of an isle rising above the water. That foliage-covered mist has the key to our safe descent. Swim closer and plunge through the beneath the surface. You shall soon divine the reason for mine insistence. So it must be much to my shame. I can't but flail and flounder where through my glide as a fish. I shall board a ship to the Iceland and spare one and all. The spectacle of mine. Okay, go. Go. Whee! A snowman! Lady snowman. The Isle of Kin. Suspect rock formation. Two curved slabs of rock seem squeezed together here, giving the impression of a giant stone islet. Over here we got the other spot. To appear solid enough, the rock yields slightly under your touch, with the surface greatly gently swifting, or was it just your imagination? Speak, wait, you are Jen. Good person. Oh. Well, has this concerned, and I have this concern that it's an ordinary Iceland. Reminds me of a certain primal, just like the big one. Yes. I actually have no clue. Truly, nothing could be further from the truth. According to the lore of the pixies, we are even now reached upon the back of an ancient entity. Its name is Bismarck, and the same title by which we know the great feather whale revered by the Vano of the source. I would enlist its aid to bear us onto the deep and this banish the water with an airy spire, alike in form to the domes which to shelter the hamlets beneath the river sea. Within its compass we may move unencumbered and defend ourselves when the hour of battle comes, as it most surely shall. Now we must now I must needs ask for silence while I make my supplications. Up. Loading.
Eorzea, Bilan Bismail.
Now has it been since my name was called? Why do you wake me, little neighbor? The bottom of the western sea we go. Pray lend us your back and your... This world is in twilight. I wait for the sun to set. I wish only to sleep.
Oh dear. I don't need to speak Fae to know that didn't go well.
I know what to do. I need. Okay. Know what to do.
Oh, my snake yak! You've learned to call me at last! And where do you go? On a trip? A journey? I knew you wouldn't give up without a fight. Oh, my precious mortal, I shall help you in any way I can. Gers Bismail win picked. Van dromi drom yakum. Van read rithye.
Let the rest be the king's command. What a rare thing to awaken to. Beautiful king. If it be the wish, then so shall it be done.
Be sure to scrub this one's teeth for him upon your return. He's only got manners.
It will be done, Your Majesty. Our deepest thanks for your timely intervention.
An agreement is reached and your departure is at hand. You wingless ones best hold on tight. May the blessings of the Fae keep you safe, Inba.
To the western sea we go. Up in my breath, I will see you to your destination, little neighbors. Oh, she has no cake. Let's see.
And just like that, it's all gone back to the way it was.
Oh, is it?
What was you expecting? 100 years of honey and rainbows?
I am. It's in a bottle with the screen as well. Logic.
Seeing them Yulmore types wake up and smell the ashes was miracle enough for me.
That's why it. That's why you can basically see it.
But the magic in the air when that ladder started moving. And when that great hulking Talos rose up. Gods.
Oof.
I could live 1,000 years and never behold anything so amazing.
What the? Do you see that?
What a monster! Where did it even come from? Whoa, yeah! It's not stopping! Run! Run!
I have fulfilled my duty. Now I turn out to the lake. I have not flown in an age. It was pleasant your journey. Be a safe one, little neighbors. Uh-oh.
Wow.
The breath of Bismarck. See how it swells to form a dome beneath the waves? The waters recede. The tempest's floor is laid bare. In defiance of the blinding sky, this place holds fast to its gloom. The last refuge of he who denies the light with every fiber of his being.
Poking his eyes.
You stand at the precipice, hero. Journey unto the heart of darkness. Finish it.
The Tempest. Full glad I am that Bismarck was true to his word. We arrived in the Tempest, safe and warm. It's here we shall find the lair of Emet-Selch, and I believe the imprisoned exarch as well. For an Asian alone, it is of course a trifling matter to flee onto the rift, yet I suspect such travel is nigh impossible without a mortal in one's custody. Nay, he would not soon risk his prize when the exarch's body served as the key to the Crystal and its powers of temporal transportation. Thus am I all but certain that this underwater realm harbors our friend and enemy both. We have but to find them. In the event that you leave the area, speak with at Venmoth Yards in enclosure to return to the Tempest. Okay. Okay. Tancred casts his gaze across the wall as expands before you. Now as for where we should be looking, I rather doubt Emet-Selch will be sitting around out in the open. I propose we follow the slope down towards the Diva Trenches. Keep an eye out for a rock formation large enough to house a stronghold. Let's be off then, but watch your footing. Ground is still wet and like to be slippery. So, southeast. Whoop. Share time. So we need to go further down. Here we are. Under you. These people. Gasp. He went off. Time to hunt him. Onwards. A city underwater. Let's see. The finalist ones, they followed me. Why have you come? Was it you who took away our water? Ah, so this is where the Undo make their home. I had wondered. Pray forgive us any inconvenience we have caused. We were not aware your people lived here in the Tempest. We need this great dome affair that we might conduct a most urgent search and respect you for your understanding. Chieftain, what are we to do? Face. You, emissaries of the Ancient Ones. Yes, we are. Mysteries have steered. We have seen the illuminated lands shining through the gloom of the abyss. You are the emissaries, the chosen. I bid you welcome. If you are not, I bid you leave. I'm not sure I understand. Would you be willing to elaborate? Off. It would seem not. It's just we wait for the moment. So what's the plan given your condition? Reluctant to suggest lingering here. That said, our presently mentoring search would proceed far more swiftly if we could call upon the Undo's knowledge, local knowledge. Yes, I did like to know more about this illuminated land the chief spoke of. Could it be Emet-Selch stronghold, do you suppose? Has he lit the lanterns upon his return? Cannot dismiss the possibility, but if these Undos refuse to speak with us... Do you remember my first scheme for entering Yulmore? Had I? And to integrate myself by offering trading opportunities with the Undo. The individual I dealt with riches and manner, curious in custom, but we were able to reach an agreement nonetheless. I believe that with the right approach we can build a similar relationship here. What kind of approach did you have in mind? The chieftains below didn't leave us many options. If we are to tread swifted course, then we must need to locate its beginning. Explain our all to the magic arrival has thrown the settlement into confusion. Here we to solve such problems as we have cause assure our hosts thereby that our purpose here is not inimical to them. They may yet prove amendable to reason. A small curious, but very well, if it can be done quickly. What do you think? I have nothing better to offer. I do worry what will happen if the Undo tales end up leading us to a dead end. Can I say for certain, but since this trap has a deeper connection to the Asians than first meets the eye, it warrants further investigations. Does a Casman vote in favor of aiding the settlement for the time being? To make allies of the Undo. Yes. Then it's settled. Proceed with your investigations. The rest of us will see about fostering some goodwill. Unbelievable what I just bumped into. This is Paul's Owen, the very fellow I did business with prior to our ill-fated stay in Yulmore. Wait, and you did not come, then the mystery came, but his visits did not continue. I'm through the story. Pause 1. Things did not proceed as planned. Is there nothing we can do for you by the way of an apology? Perhaps where the dry returns, the cave into the north is home to the giant crabs. We do not feed the crabs, but we are the swifter swimmers. But now there is no water, we run, and the scuttle close behind, sniffing and snapping with the claws. There are too many of them, too many. I believe I can be of assistance there. What of you? If you haven't found chess, you are most welcome to join me indeed. This will appreciate the company where the way return has a rather ominous ring to it. Feed blue swimmers. That is what we will do then. How do I get up there to this one? Okay. I'll go through this and get upstairs, I guess. And the quest is done. Okay, good. Whee! Let's see if we can get past these without too many problems. And we can teleport back to the settlement. Track the shells. Oh. It must be stronger than you look. I see you reach your quota first again. I shall never be your equal in such tasks. Still, I would say we have reduced the local crab population to a far less threatening number. More thanks to both of you. You must have a reward. Nay, this was to be a part of my apology to you, remember, besides which lack of water is our doing, for which we must also make amends. Might I convince you to tell us something about your village? Instead, I would very much like to learn more of you and your people. Very well, before the flood came, it is said that our ancestral home was found in the seas to the south. It was utterly destroyed by the light. Only those who were out hunting survived. They swam aimless and lost until they spied buildings here on the ocean floor. Strange buildings they were. Long had they stood under water, yet somehow they have been spared the scars of time and current. These structures provided shelter for my people, protection from the tempest, turbulent waters, and the predators which hunted within them. Their very existence seemed a miracle. The first settlers pondered their good fortune. It was clear that the race who had built such wonders had guided their course, and from this did they discern the truth. That the ancient had chosen us to serve as caretakers of the eternal sanctuary until such time as they returned. If it is just that you come in this great managing of Fortress by the ancients' design, you will find warm welcome here. A truly astonishing history, yet I cannot help but wonder how will the significance or otherwise of our arrival be decided. The ancients have blessed us with protection and prosperity. If your presence serves to bring us the same, there will be no doubt in the matter. Then it would seem our earlier decision was the correct one. We thank you for the lesson, and we will continue to do all we can to assist your people. Should you desire our help with any other trouble, pray do not hesitate to ask. We shall return to the task at hand, only do not try to overexert yourself, my friend. The risk far outweighs the gain. Whee! Quest complete. City of the Ancients. Have you learned out of note? Fascinating, precisely the sort of information I was hoping for. In fact, if you have one, I'd like to borrow your eyes to confirm a theory I've been working on. Come. Where did she... Okay. Offside. Da 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 da. Now, there are two tasks I would have you perform. The First requires you to inspect the buildings around the under settlement and note most distinctive characteristics. The second, I wish you to use the snap to take scrapings from one of the remnant walls. Maybe as through as you can. I shall be waiting here for the results of your investigations. Okay. Inspect the structures of the... You may move the camera as some entirely examine it. The tools in it have feature many elaborate windows, the likes of which you have seen nowhere else. Point of the navigation wall, but even after applying considerable pressure, you cannot remove so much as a flake of stone. And what have you discovered? Everything. So I would agree that the windows are most distinctive. It would seem the structures appear to be the same to both your side and mine. And you say you could not so much as scratch the wall, even with all your might behind the blade. Everywhere I turn into space, my gaze is drawn by particular materials for which I do not have a name. Buildings I had you investigate are prime examples. They may appear to be constructed of ordinary stone, but I assure you it is not. It is nothing of the sort. If pressed, I would describe the substance as a composite of several mineral properties blended to create a material of unparalleled durability. Even the Garlean Empire, once the greatest power in Northrend, produced nothing which compares to this level of perfection. But if not the Garleans, then who are these agents the underclaim as the architects of the sanctuary? I suspect our answer lies with the reason Emet-Selch withdrew here to the Tempest. He may simply have wished to retreat somewhere mere mortal would struggle to reach. But there are many just remote locations where he is physically. Emet-Selch is devoted to his will, and thus we might assume his choice of stronghold somehow served the Asian agenda. Perhaps this a place more dear to him than any other. I'm saying this is built by ancient Asians. This could express power to Emet-Selch. Couldn't say either. That was my first thought as well. Yet no matter how superior the materials a rune is just a rune. There's not that would decide a battle's outcome. Which brings us to my second theory, that he has some other more personal connection to this site. What if these choices are remnants of a time before history? Of a star that yet of a star that was yet whole and unbroken. Such traces in the source would have been obliterated by the succession of umbral calamities. I can speak at the moment. But here in the first, they might have remained untouched for millennium. Yes. Yes. A copy of the mural in the Quitana level. Emet presented to me during my visit to Fano after our victory in Eorzea. Here in the first scene by Emet-Selch's word, it depicts a city of Iron's past and the disaster which befell it. The design is much simplified, of course, but do you see the similarities between its towers and those you have just inspected? We're close to the truth, I feel. Let us search the surrounds for another tower, which matches the picture near enough to remove all doubt. What I have seen, not more than sand and more sand lies to the east. And to the south are no such structures. I suggest we try our luck further to the northwest. You may view okay. From the service point. Sure. How did it look? Is it out here? Such a structure which resembles one of the buildings in this mural, then inspected from service point. The service point will be found nearby in location which allows a full view of the structure. Got into area further northwest of Undo. Cuffs may be a good place to start. So up here, I guess. I guess. Cheers, noob. Okay, what? So what did it say? The area further northwest of Undo Cuffs may be a good place to start. What is down here? Don't think this is the way I need to go yet. Maybe right outside here, I think. Maybe. Let's see if we can find a survey point around here. Survey. It's a waypoint. Is there something with this? Or is it this I can see in the far behind over there? Might be. I see you. Can I get up here? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Interesting buildings over here. Oh, yes. Right here is a survey point. This is the mule with large. So again, I guess at its purpose it must spin and pose inside how much of the tower's height lies hidden beneath the ground, I wonder. Centuries of our history have settled upon just ruins, countless layers of dust and sediment. An entire civilization, its existence forgotten by all except a handful of Asians, and yet it did exist to live here in the city. But let us focus on what we have learned thus far. The Undo chieftain spoke of mysteries theory of a land illuminated. Judging by his words, he believes this phenomenon related to the ancients' return. Thus we can surmise that what the Undo saw shining in the abyss was in all likelihood yet another remnant of this age-old civilization, and who else would light the lanterns, as Rune put it, than Emet-Selch himself. Is almost certain he is there. You better be there. Better be. But if we are to find this stronghold in a timely manner, it seems gaining the Undo's trust remains our swiftest path forward. I only hope our deeds are enough to win them over. The light of inspiration. Thank you for assisting me with my investigations. I shall seek out our companions, share what we have. Once as I would like you to tell. As much as I would like to tell you to sit down and leave the rest to us, your condition demands that we make it all reasonable haste. If you are not too wary, it may be useful to speak with Paul's Owen again and ask if there is not else he's willing to divulge. So while I teleport back to the village here, I will go and grab myself a drink. I'll be right back. Hello, and I'm back again. Well, let's see. Let's talk with the fishy person. He's right here. Our Athenos friend, you and your companions have done much to repair the damage caused when the water departed. Anything else you can do? Have you been to the walls of the Forgotten? I think I just came from them. They're the ruins to the northwest. Up there is. Yes, that is a secret, the scared side of which I speak. Could it be that your footsteps were guided there by the agents? Believe it may be, maybe so. Listen then, I will tell you of the plans to bring light to the walls. We might enter the shining call of the illuminated land. We have requested a fineless craftsman to shape for us a scared lamp. He is odd for a land dweller, choosing as he does to live in the ocean, but his skill is beyond question. It is concerning, however, that we have heard nothing of his progress. If you were to visit this artisan and return with our long-awaited light, then any doubt as to your purpose would be laid to rest. Name is Quinn Old. You will find his workshop in a metal structure to the south. Aha! I remember that person being mentioned earlier today. Oh, right over there. Just pick that up. Interesting. There he is. Oh, that's just great. It is me. My mind's playing tricks on me now. Look, Gwenold. I was calm to visit you at the bottom of the bleeding ocean. I might be as a ghost here. Go out in full shade. Feast yourself on me rotting soul. Gonna use for it a craftsman who can craft is more pointless than a sea slug with a dooming hammer, and that's an insult to a body. Sea slugs appears to be suffering from a caution by herself, so maybe you can psych him up. Hey, you wouldn't be trying to raise my spirit now, would your spirit? Not what you did expect from a servant of the netherworld. Oof. Has it really come to this? Have we met before? Might be because path back in Eorzea, but I don't reckon we've been formally introduced. I'm Square Old, and this here is meant to be me underwater sanctuary, place where I can give myself over to my work, far from distractions of the outside world. Yet here you stand. Now, what's so damned important that you dive all the way down to the bottom of the bleeding tempest to bother me? The underslamp. God curse me, empty head. I have not made as much as a start. Poor guy. I'm worthless than a Seaslug. Nay, this time left by a Seaslug. Me delivering dates allow by me weapons untouched, and I call myself a bidding artisan. Heard their beliefs, have you bring light to them? Runes be an act of deep religious and cultural significance. And it was my privilege as a craftsman to be tasked with providing a ritual instrument worthy of the occasion, but I just can't bloody well off. Me mind's bleeding blank. It's like I have pissed away the last drop of inspiration. Tell me you got someone to show me something as will give me moves a right good kick up the ass. Off. The Undo want to honor the coming of these ancients, so the answering lights got to please with the red kind of brightness. They like the spark of life got in a crystal, but just being sparkly is not enough. You got to dance with joy and sorrow and a sense of hardship into it. You know what I mean? No, I don't. Your thoughts turn to one day way, and a crystal you discover at the end of a journey. Maybe you can find inspiration in that. Maybe. I'll let the undo down, but more, and that I let myself I might as well go back to the mending kettles. So again, a crystal which once belonged to one of Albert's companions. What you got there? Such striking beauty, it shines with hard eye in leather, and it transcends seasons of life, like the turmoil of history made manifest. I can see the brilliance of the crystal's legacy. You never capture such a gem, not if you labored 100 years. But bugger me if I don't mean to try me through this goddamn year. I must set to work before the feeling fades. The immolated land. I can feel it, a vision forming in my mind. Step aside, lass, and let me itching hands get to work. Whee! Tuk tuk, tuk tuk, tuk tuk. I'm done. That was quick. Taking the wonders that crystal showed me and channeled them into a new shape. What befits the under-spiritual character. Beautiful. Not a bad job, if I do say so myself. And to think I was this close to hanging up my hammer out, studying the craft of them ancients. I've been across the lens and breadth of Northland, and global of every scrap of crafting wisdom what I could find. But no matter which technique I tried, me work was just not comparison. I couldn't even figure out how they put them damn buildings together. A mystery for the ages. That's what drew me here in the first place. I built my workshop, got the fortress burning, and then then lost me bleeding will to grab. Thank the gods for that crystal of years. Or I might never have gotten it back. I won't pry into your business, but I reckon your little miracle there has been through the kind of journey they sing songs about. Echoes of the memories. It holds just speak directly to your heart. I can still feel them coursing through me, the inspiration not fading away, it's welling up stronger and stronger. Give me the chance, and I reckon I can reap the crystal saga into other things as well. But bugger me, I did almost forgotten this commission. If you could drag that lamp over to Toll's Earth for me, I will stay here and dream up new armaments for you to try. Whee! You now have access to General's Force. Equipment rewards become available for collection based on the role you have completed. Bum. Okay. There he is. What is that you have there? The sacred lamb. Then the villainous one has kept his promise. You will tell me of many deeds you have performed in the name of aiding the cops. And now you come to me bearing the light we had almost surrendered hope of ever seeing. We can doubt your purity no longer. Your rival was the will of the ancients. Yes, the time for fear has passed. We shall take the lamp and unveil it at your illumination upon the walls of the forgotten. Gather there with your companions, and we shall speak again once our prayers have been offered. Oof. Oof. Oofedy woof.
O stewards of the Ondo, we offer up our light in answer.
That crystal you showed the artisan. Did it belong to one of my friends?
Yes. I thought you were always watching. Oh, missed that part, did you? Oh, both of them are like... I feel like the first one is actually a bit more mean.
I tried to give you a measure of privacy. No one wants a spirit looking over their shoulder every moment of the day. So tell me, if you would, how did you come across that crystal? It was render raised then. Strange that I should learn such things now, after they're long gone. They were fine friends, every one of them. I didn't expect death to teach me so much. About them, about Seto, about you, about the hope that hides at the heart of this world. I've never been one for idle chit-chat, but if by some miracle I could see them all again, I doubt I would ever stop talking. I'm grateful I got to bend your ear at least. And just for that, I reckon I'll stick with you. To the very end.
To the very end. For him.
Apologies, we were a little late to the gathering.
It seems we've succeeded in gaining their trust.
The delay wasn't exactly welcome, but at least our many hands made light work. And they seemed especially impressed with your contribution. Our hero indeed.
Y'shtola was telling us those structures may date back to the age of the Ascians.
An Ascian homeland. Despite his many protestations, I never quite believed Emet-Selch was telling the truth.
Nor I. But there is no denying the evidence before our eyes. Clearly this was once a great city. A home they would see restored, no matter how many tens of thousands of years it takes.
It's a hollow dream when you think about it. Even if they manage to rejoin all the worlds, they'll never bring back the ones who were lost. But would I have done any different?
How are you feeling?
You have completed your devotions?
Yes. To the honored ancients have we offered up our prayers and our gratitude. You too have our thanks.
Might we trouble thee then to tell us more of the illuminated land of which thou didst lately speak?
To the west of here lies a great trench. Some days ago, a light appeared in that endless darkness. Curious, we ventured closer and discovered in the depths an entire city.
Oof.
The buildings we spied were akin to our own everlasting abodes. Impossibly so. We understood at once the ancients had risen. There could be no doubt. Taken with terror, we retreated to the cups, and I decreed that none should enter the trench until such time as we received a sign.
Might it still be possible to reach this city of the ancients?
With no water to drown you, a finless one could now travel there. Yes. I am convinced you are the sign for which we have been waiting. My people will show you the way.
Show you the way. This is the way. Slanderman.
Shall we?
Bam, bam, bam. Read the undo guide. Children has bid me guide your steps to the immolated lanes. Come, the way lies downwards. Follow the path to go and walk and join your comrades below. Uh-oh. You're going down. What? All are gathered. Yes, then I shall describe the path you must take. And they give them beyond and follow the wall down and down and down. Once up at the bottom, find a passage to the northwest, then continue west, 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 and west. Slendy. Succinct explanation. Thank you for your guidance. Right deeper into the tips we go. Further down. Further and further and further. Our guide bade us travel to the cavern floor entrance to the west. Yeah, it would seem these Christian tunnels advise us over instructions rather than rely on direction alone. It's just we scout with care and relay a path ahead to those who come behind. Hello. When the work drops off shape here, but I think this curl thick enough to serve as a bridge. Good thing we have a plane mount here. Whee! Whee! There's two routes from here. You can either take the long way to the south along the rocks or escape along this lower branch as Alicia has done. I found it before my sisters assemble. There you are, come on. I think I found the tunnel we're looking for. Yay! It's a bit longer to the west. Oh, right there in front of us. Oh. 3 more currents in this area. Northwest. So up there, I guess. Well, that was rather more arduous than expected. I feel sudden was of gratitude for the smooth roads of our ancestors cut through the wilderness. It was a treacherous path indeed. Now I believe one of us needs but raise a hand to banish this next obstacle. I'd like you to do the honors. I will do. Cheers, logic. You can get the invincible water as well. Gone, just like that. I suppose we should head in. Like as no, this tunnel will be a perilous. I can't read English at the moment. It's what we walked to get here. Let's all stay awake, aware of our surroundings, shall we? Oof. Oof, oof. Okay. Let's head in. You're never gonna catch me. Oof. Oh, I didn't have a choice.
By the gods.
That is indeed a city underwater.
When Biondo spoke of a city, I did not think they meant an actual city.
Then We are seeing the same view. The remnants in the Ondo settlement were solid material structures. But these... everything here pulses with ether. 'Tis an enchantment on a monumental scale.
Oof. Bum 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 bum. Do you note the style of the architecture is the same used for the remnants at the cups and the murals painted towers? Who close the Emet-Selch has not simply reclaimed the structures, he has layered the semblance of an entire city upon them. Guards the magnitude of his artifice is staggering. So it pains me to admit I did not fully understand the feats of which an old world Asian is capable. Let's see, I guess some skill speed, maybe. The end of a world. It's dating. Yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at that tower to the southeast? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. Onwards! Wee! Oh. I think this is the second last, yeah. Then I need one more in this area. Oh, it is very far to the east. Whoop. Investigate the imposing doors. Interacting. Look at the size of those doors now. I know how the pixies must feel. Oof. Laradina recognize. Welcome to the city of Emmer. What? Will you be riding the lift? What? Did the building just welcome you? Perhaps it is not so passing strange that Emet-Selch not invite Laradina to resist about his presence coming was suspected. And where will this lift be taking us? The lift serves every level of Arcor heights, but is presently configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of a few hundred yards of rope, we have little choice but to accept the offer. With emphasis on the we are not about to let you walk into that place alone. Ground floor now. Now! As you wish, the lift will arrive shortly. Whoop. And down we go. Next step, ground floor. Next stop, ground floor. Facilities include the Bureau of the Administrator, the Bureau of the Architect, and the Capitol. Capitol. It's only at this distance that you start to realize just how big the buildings truly are. What did that was called the city? What? Look over there. Is that a person? I know, I missed it. That's that giant. It doesn't seem to have to notice us yet. Can I know the residents of this place may have much more to tell us as we make the first move. After now, you just can't. Ooh. Oof. Oof, oof. Excuse my boldness, but might I ask you a few questions? What adorable costumes. Are you children on an excursus? This twisted has much to teach you. How odd, that sounds like no language I ever heard, and yet I understood every word. Just as you understood us. Which district is this exactly? You must be lost, poor things. You stand in the blah 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 district, wherein the institutions most vital to the management of our star. Can you so you have come to marvel the workings of the convocation of 14. Hardly surprising, I suppose. Hope well holds its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement the plans. Yes, you must understand that gaining an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? Oh, thank you. We will be fine. Very well. Take care, little ones. Oof. Big oofs. Where's that all about. To my eyes, these few appear as arcane entities who search the Emet-Selch wove them from ether. Much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. The final days. Such was well befit of oblivion described to us by our Asian foe. A catastrophe of unpredicted scale which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiac and hence Heidelin herself. But that happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? That man spoke as if they were present to avert a disaster here and now. Unless for these people the distance past is here and now. I believe as the read of it myself know this. As well Emerald and its residents appear to be phantoms of a different age. Emet-Selch has resurrected a memory, a moment in time from before the star was sundered. So we find ourselves in a long destroyed city inhabited by the long departed, an unusual civilization. To be sure, but at least we are able to parlay with these ancients. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. They really use this to our adventure split up, strike up some conversations and see if we can learn the location of our quarry. While we're at it, it wouldn't hurt to whittle out a few more details regarding this conversion of the fortune and their impending disaster. To Mickling, then let's meet back here when our jaws start arcing. Other information. I don't like that one. Eorzea, the hall, is the host to a most precocious wishes to stay. And what pray shall be the subject of our discussion, young one? The conversion and the handling of the common peril. It is only natural that you should have questions. Shall we begin with the members themselves? As all know, the 14 are the wisest and most prescient among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep the star turning season after season, be it the speaker, the harper, or the emissary, Elidibus. Each seat is occupied by an electric charge of suppressing intelligence. Longrev, Mr. Emet-Selch, their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect and a matter of tradition, become synonymous with the incumbents. Thus, it is with incredible that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in the conversation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, it would be an unpursued, an unprecedented development and testament to the immersive pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I for one am confident they shall deliver our star unto salvation. Oof. No, oh here. Good question, child. Where is your family? You should not be alone here at the time that this one home. Quickly now, have you not heard? Through yet confined to the lands across the sea, a terrible phenomenon affects our star that coordinate the final days. It said it starts suddenly. Cataphona is keening from beneath the earth. The sound distorts all living things within earshot, and which rests from us control of our creation magics. Once I have all is lost, fear, pain, despair, every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given substance, an eternal fall of fiery rain, and incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. None can point to the source of the phenomenon. It is as if the star itself have fallen ill, as if a force inimical to life now festers and spreads. It's only a matter of time until I'm brought to resounds to that discontent squall. You should stay with your loved ones, shall stay with them. And onwards. An audience with Emet-Selch. How to rate on your break. Will do be. Just gonna read this, then I'll take the break. An audience with Emet-Selch. I'm afraid you have the wrong office. Little one, and besides, you will be far too busy to fill questions of curious children. Surely have been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available to the convulsion must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement, but it is said the fortune are moving forward. The plan of scales of credible proportions. One which promises to grant will to the very star itself. They will invoke our mighty spells of creation to birth an entity of all encompassing magnificence. And then they will rewrite the laws of existence. It is a huge undertaking, and it must be complete ere the corruption spreads this far. Thus, I say to you again, do not hold out. Do not hold out. Hope for an audience. Goodie. Okay. On these requests, we are taking a break here now, so I'll be back in 5 minutes or so. You will not take a break as well, and see you soon. Yes, I see you all soon.
Is that bacon? Hey guys, I smell... You smell bacon? Bacon. Anyone? That's bacon. Bacon! Who's got the bacon? Where's the bacon?
Off. Off, off. Let's see. So, let's see. We need to head back now. Off. Turns to the right, then to the left, and to the right, and then to the left, and then to the right, and then forward. Crazy! How are you? How are you doing? If I was not certain before, then the people of the city believe they face the end of the world. Can I imagine what purpose compelled Emet-Selch to recreate this ancient Earth? Marvelous, good sir. That is good to hear. That is good to hear. Crazy. What have you been doing lately? Anything interesting? Yet I hear his words to us, echoing throughout this ocean trance. He would have his story known. Let's just go with some skill speed. Did you try out Outriders, or are you holding back on that one? I have noticed a rating. Return of your other companions. Oof. Oh. Oof. I can pay it free. Okay. That's understandable. It would seem our conversations were much alike. Allurement, disaster, creation, magic running rampant, and this conversion efforts to bring salvation out of chaos. Suppose there was talk of this. There was talk of little else in the time when these events came to pass. If I may, what are your thoughts on the ancients' art of creation? Fascination, desirable. Indeed, all the mind can conceive may be rendered in reality. All that is required is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. It's not dissimilar to the primals rites taught by the Asians, wherein ritual ceremony fills life into fragments of myth and legend. I see, we arrived at the same conclusion then. People who lived in the age before the Sundering were blessed with this reserve of mana. No matter how draining these creation magics must be, it seems paid the cost with no more than a fraction of the ether which coursed through their own bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies and then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals, perhaps from the very land itself. That's when this art of creation was placed into our hands. It became in effect a means for destruction. Oof. An interesting matter which no doubt bears further study, but despite all these revelations, I worry we are no closer to finding Emet-Selch. Has anyone left out which may lead us to his location? Not exactly, perhaps, but from what I heard, it seems the convocation of the fortune is sequestered in the nearby Capitol building. When we went to see for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without writ of permission. So we tried our luck at the Bureau of Administration, where we thought these permissions might be issued, but the clerk there said he couldn't help us since our names didn't appear in the registry. And that was where we gave up. I wonder though, could you be eligible for one of these writs? The voice in the lift seemed to know who you were. It might be that your name is registered as the bureaus as well. We'll look at this. Meanwhile, I will head back to the capital and search for a less official point of entry, just in case. Pray allow me to accompany thee on the reconnaissance, and arcane perspective may prove needful. I think I did like to speak with more of these agents. Maybe they know something that could help cure Lara's condition. Would you mind coming with me? Of course I don't mind, just lead the way. Yay! Then Yostola and I will busy ourselves with further exploration. There is surely more intelligence to be had. And so we part ways once more. This time, however, let us reconvene in front of the capital. And onwards we move. Let's see what we can do here. Tuning. Whoop. Administrative clerk. Visitor, yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Please wait near the counter while I confirm the details. Waiting. Your application is ready for collection. As your residency was proved by Emet-Selch himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your applications documents. Submit them at the bureau of the secretary, and the clerk will issue you with a visit for the capital. Off. Okay, I will not be lazy and just teleport right outside. That was close too. And up we go. Up, up, up. Down, 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 down. Next place. Is in Capital Highway. Please take a seat. Your name will be called once your application has been pursued. Off. May I? I think I found my time beyond ours. I will follow in the wake of Emet-Selch. There is no cause for alarm. I'm a simple shade. Yeah, I'm not here. I know only that my name is Apocalyptic, and that the city is a recreation, a phantom moment plucked from the well of history. These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emet-Selch's mind was to distract when it came to my reconstitution. Shared thought would have been enough. I just realized it's for the summer we were close friends once, you see. Yet in spite of my perception, I play the same role as all the rest. A bit part meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much structurally and we shall burst like the freagle bubbles we are. Just to tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I only wish to share your company whilst we wait. If you come this far, then you know the catastrophe which awaits us now tomorrow. The final day is what began as isolated incidents soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The conversion of the 14th, well, it was the 13th at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. They would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. But creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Of those of us who still lived, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. From the sacrifice Zodiac was born, just as we hoped. He reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet, oh how the star had suffered, so many species lost, the land was blighted, the water poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Once more did our people give of themselves to Zodiac, another half always sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that trees and grasses and mineral tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. Circle of life had begun anew, and we reconsidered the means by which we might protect it. The conversion decided this would nurture our world until it was busy with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some potion of its living energy to Zodiac. In return, he would restore to us. Restore to us those brethren whose souls had fed his strength. Together we would resume our roles as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiac, and that this new world should belong to the lives newly born. These descendants surrendered their life energies in the creation of Garlean, an incarnation of the opposing belief. And for the first time in history, our people stood divided. You then how this conflict ended. Poof. I thought you might. has ever become a champion for the will of Zodiac. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will not have abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return by whatever means is necessary. And so he may carry himself with a certain clip. Emet-Selch is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown away with every passing century. It's truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry. Oof. Yay. Since your turn has come, pray do not let me keep you. And there was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes. Yeah, I see now the finite form. Just the faintest suggestion of second soul. Guarded visible to anyone but me. I also assume only you can see and hear this. Eternal companion. Next one's hardly contentions in our town. The two of you were one. The color of your souls tells the tale. I hope that this detective cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread. This is just the kind of fate I might expect for one. Such as you. Surely Emet-Selch has recognized the hint of in you. Thanks, Noob. Cheers. You'll find what you seek. I'll find what I want to. Your visitors as requested when you wish to gain admitted to the capital. Present the documents to the attendant within. Yay. Finally, you were gone for so long. I was on the verge of mounting a rescue party. How fared you in the provocative ventures? Yay. I see my instincts were correct, and a good thing too. Eorzea and I rated our chances of breaking into the capital, and an official entrance is by far the more attractive option. Capital bestows not a single armed sentry. It would seem that in the town they did not deem it needful to post guards. Windows and doors, however, appear heavily watered through. Mightily did we strive with strange, mundane, and magical, we failed to botch them, even a fraction of one ilm. Perhaps it was simply the case that Emet-Selch request did not attend to their usual function. We didn't try anything, of course, but we thought it best to conserve our time and energy for more pressing matters. Speaking of which, Rune and I tried asking about a cure for you, and the problem is these ancient genesis beyond armor what's today. They will happily tell their own stories, but whenever we attempt to explain our solutions, the conversations quickly become muddled. What of you is outworthy of interest doing your efforts to obtain of it? Talk. Great sacrifice of life in exchange for their breathing resurrection, and you say all the Asian scheming has been leading to this. Off. All this time, but if they still mean to enact this plan, then things won't end with the rejoining. I thought we knew the intention in full, restore the world to its former glory and return empower Zodiac to reclaim his throne as the will of the star. Yet that was merely a step along the way. I hesitate to put it into words, but we have to assume that following the final rejoining, the Asians mean to dwell on the lives of the source to make the sacrifice to Zodiac. That does seem the most likely scenario. Perhaps those who ally with the Asian But what value is there in surviving when all our history and all our struggles will be erased again? Consigns such an act. Of course not, and that's to say not of what Mr. plans for the exercise powers. Do we stand by and let him turn our future as well as our past? We need to find him. And when we do, make your mark, change the course of history in a way that's felt by those who came before, those who came after, by everyone you have ever met. Change things so that even my other self dying somewhere in the future, in that future calamity, will smile and say, I knew you would win. Is fighting Emet-Selch the only way? He created an entire city. It will take everything we have to defeat him, if we even can. And if you push that harder in your current state, life will break free. The decision to press on lies with you, just as it lies with each and every one of us. Shadowbringers, Eorzea appears to have made her decision. Do you remember that we had a top? Do you remember the top we had on top in Mod Scout? Still on the same mind now as I was then. I don't abandon you, you don't abandon me, and together we make a difference in this fight. There's always hope if we look for it. Try it again and again. We will draw out those wells of light from the sky. If we keep taking that next step forward, there's a chance we will find a way to save you. So no matter how long it takes or how much it hurts, you can count on me to keep on walking. Also spoke of a disaster we would bring upon our own heads, the ceaseless conflicts. imagine how he would steer to see what's come out first, not to mention your brother's predicament. And yet, who can deny the fire your deeds have ignited in people's heart? Which is what my logic and idols never could. Uniting disparate peoples under the banner of hope and common purpose. Without you, the Giantars would never have raised its head upon witness to many such miracles as you said I would do so again. But this is but another obstacle in our road. So come, let us travel. Drag me through wonder and danger as you are wont to do, and I shall endeavor not to slow you down. As well, those through knows if we are to usher Emet-Selch unto his rest, we must needs bind his ancient soul and enshadow with overwhelming force. The former test requires arrogant and such I have prepared upon the as as though it was ever mine intent to rob that boon. The future hence our noble friend both hail is a word is a well formed to Asian at artifice, and would not see such grim history repeated. In a sense, Emet-Selch's destruction will be the culmination of excess efforts, a reward for all he had endured these many years. Yet, even as through strides into the jaws of peril, forget not, but his founder's wish, and that of many others besides, is to see thee survive until the morrow. This in pursuit of the happiest of outcomes that I do pledge to remain at this side. Our time in the first has been never-ending succession of trails as arduous as our path in the source ever was. Yet through all our journeys together, through that deep and far bonding wood, you have helped me to stay true to my convictions. Thus would I return the favor and do as your heart decrees, without hesitation or regret, and that is all I will say on the matter. Well, this has put everyone in a solemn mood, hasn't it? Unless we are not even sure this will be the end of it. But I suppose we should speak our minds when we have the opportunity. You taught me that much in Amarang. So forgive me this moment of sentiment. But drag me into this sorry mess. You give me a chance to think and act as I should have for one's sake. Which can I express how much this changed my life or how grateful I am for your support. So I shall express my gratitude through action instead. No matter where you decide to go, I'll be there, guarding your back. When Philly entrusted me with her powers, she warned me that no matter how strong you became, you shall fall victim to despair and still feel powerless. And she was right. After you collapsed on Mount Kluk, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. If I made a mistake, if I failed to bind the light within you, I was terrified you would die. Even there could be moments from turning, and I wouldn't know how to save you. You, Tancred, the others, you have all been there when I needed help. Ophelia surrendered her life to me, her legacy, to be ready to do the same for you. And I want to. I do, but I'm not good enough. She told me to follow your example, and I tried. So. Then you shouldn't hang your head. I'm not asking to be saved. Off. I shouldn't. It can be cool, but smile better suits a hero. We must all keep looking forward like the heroes who never gave up a hope for this world. Dot. I'm not sure who you... Actually, never mind. I think the answer might be different for all of us. The war! No, nothing will come of rooting here in Sophia. I made my decision. I'm going with you. Whee! Secretly the capital attendant. Welcome to capital. Wait on visitors must be present and official without permission before admission will be granted. Your documents appear to be in order. You may proceed into capital, but any guests you may choose to bring with you must remain in your vicinity at all times.
This really is unacceptable. I gave you very specific instructions.
Emet-Selch.
My invitation was for an abomination, ripe with the power to bring about the world's annihilation. Not this half-broken thing. Whatever am I to do with you? And I see you insist on keeping the same familiar company. Are you so lost without them?
It is not she who is lost without the familiar. Not content with remaking an entire city, you aim to fill it with the reconstituted souls of the dead.
I may have gotten a little carried away in my attention to detail, added a few unnecessary flourishes. Well, there's no point trying to hide it. Yes. Once the rejoining of worlds is complete, Zodiac will regain his full strength and shatter his prison. Then we shall offer up the Source's remaining inhabitants in sacrifice, that we might resurrect our brethren who died to bring Zodiac into existence. But what was it that you came here to do exactly?
Came here to stop you.
Did you now? One last do-or-die attempt to foil my plans before your mind dissolves into madness? How very, very heroic of you.
I know.
In every single age, there is always someone who wants to stand up to the evil Ascians. Always the same arrogance, the same insistence that the world belongs to them, as if theirs were the only rightful claim, theirs the only existence worthy of preservation. Even now, after everything, you refuse to see reason. You think it unfair that you are subject to suffering? That your lives will be sacrificed for the ancients? Look at me! I have lived 1,000 of your lives. I have broken bread with you. Fought with you, grown ill, grown old, sired children, and yes, welcomed death's sweet embrace. For eons have I measured your worth and found you wanting. Too weak and feeble-minded to serve as stewards of any star. Have your recent spats with Vorthri and his Sin-Eaters taught you nothing? Have you not learned that your ignorance and frailty beget only endless misery? How long do you mean to perpetuate this farce? How much more must I endure your bumbling interference? Let us imagine that the laws of reality are again undone, and the world faces true annihilation. Do you honestly believe that half your number would sacrifice themselves to save the other? Of course they wouldn't! And if you had witnessed history unfold as I have, you would reach the same conclusion. You cannot be entrusted with our legacy.
Oof.
I will bring back our brethren, our friends, our loved ones. The world belongs to us, and us alone.
Emet-Selch! We understand, truly, but it makes no difference. The ones you love are in the past, while ours are here in the present. One day, we too will be ashes and dust, but not today. Our time is not yet finished. We share your conviction, and that is why we will not abandon our course.
You think us the same? You think your tattered soul of equal worth to those I lost? Then come. Earn your place. Prove yourselves worthy to inherit this star. Era and the beginning
How long is the dungeon, Noob Cake? Do you know? Of course you know.
I shall wait within, but do not spend too much time on your preparations. There's no telling how much longer the guest of honor will last.
So 30 minutes or so. It is a dungeon long. Or it's because I have to be up in 8 hours. So the question is, should I end now and continue into 5.1 next time as well, and actually get the final ending here as well? Because I do need my beauty sleep before I have to get up in 8 hours. I think that is what we will do. Especially if there's a trial afterwards as well. And there is gonna be a lot of cinematics as well, so I think we will actually wait for Friday to do it all. So I don't actually just go through it quickly without following stuff in it, so yeah. I did hope to reach the end, but seems like it will be on Friday at least. Then I will also jump a bit onwards with the 5.1 stuff as well. Yeah. Let's see. Thanks Charlie for the raid earlier as well. I think I'll send you all over to Kevin Stroh. He is playing some games. I think it's yeah, he's playing some Resident Evil Revelations too, so but yeah, I will see you all on Friday and complete this 5.0 stuff here and delve into 5.1. So yeah, take care everyone and be safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That means you can do everything.
Has no quick time events like that. Well, technically this is kind of a quick time event.